I can neither confirm nor deny. Hello there, good morning, I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
And today on Men Are So Smart, we tackle a medical issue that affects millions of Americans. Normally, we bring you a funny, entertaining topic, but today, serious hitting medical news is next on Men Are So Smart.
It's funky.
Today, kind of a serious topic on Men Are So Smart. Before you tune out, as far as body parts go, the belly button's about as memorable as the kid that gets picked last in gym class. That's how high on the priority food chain that is.
It's right there.
When we finally do remember its existence, and that we should probably check on it, we discover our unintentional neglect has left us with a belly button that smells funky. Funky belly buttons today on Men Are So Smart.
There we go.
Ronnie.
This is breaking news.
This is because, much like our armpits, our belly button doesn't get a lot of airflow. And for those of us with an innie, this forgettable cavity can become an itty-bitty storage unit for dead skin cells. Imagine that. When sweat and other grime becomes trapped, they often also become off-putting in odor.
Man, is that thing nasty looking or what?
Thoroughly and consistently cleaning the belly button area is usually all it takes to send any weird smells packing. But if you step up your hygiene game and your belly button still smells, or worse, you start experiencing other symptoms like redness, burning, swelling, or discharge.
Strike!
Yuck.
I'm good with the swelling, but the discharge, come on, Ron.
That's where I draw the line. Yeah. It's always best to check with your belly button. I'm sorry.
Ronnie, this is not funny.
Check with
this
your
is
doctor.
serious.
Check with your doctor to find out what they're saying about your stinky, funky belly button.
All right. Number one, if you have a funky belly button.
You know, mine never gets funky because I wear these midriff shirts.
Oh.
My belly button is always exposed.
Well, there's tip number one, right? Oh, serious.
Yeah.
Remember, we're serious, remember?
Right.
Right, okay. Your hygiene needs work. The number one cause of unpleasant belly button odor comes from poor belly button hygiene. Forgetting to clean the area during showers or baths. When was the last time you took a bath?
Oh, my God. When I was 10 years old, probably.
Oh, back to serious. Can cause a buildup of dirt, sweat, bacteria, and dead skin cells that gifts the area with a funky aroma.
Bummer.
But even when you're on top of maintaining that area, when you're manscaping or whatever the case may be, there's a chance your belly button simply needs more maintenance compared to other people. You got a stinky one, Brad. Take care of it.
That's some water cooler talk right there.
Some people have deep folds where their umbilical cord was knotted. And these folds can be great nooks and crannies for bacteria to hide and grow, says a doctor. In which case, a more detailed daily scrub down using a mild soap should take care of the odor thing. Back to you, Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good at all.
Serious,
all right.
remember?
Right. This next is, there's lint loitering in there.
How the hell did it get there?
That funky smell could also be because there's a foreign object, probably lint, living in your belly button.
And not paying rent.
That's right. It's
like a millennial belly button.
It's a squatter. It's squatting lint. Yeah. This is more common with innies, which is what I've got.
I drive an Audi.
As they're harder to visibly inspect. So there's a chance that lint or other byproduct from clothing is stuck in there. I haven't seen my belly button in, a decade or two.
You know what, Ron? Honest to God, since my surgery,
yeah,
I don't have one anymore.
All right. Type of lint most likely to cause a stink is cotton.
T-shirts.
Yeah, t-shirts always. Because it absorbs moisture as opposed to wicking it away.
Wicking, you say.
Cotton is the greatest at producing heat, but also poor at insulating. So if you get a bunch of cotton lint in your belly button and then sweat on top of that, you're breeding the perfect storm for bad odors.
Or are you?
You know what? At night,
Yeah.
as I'm going to go into the master bathroom and brush my teeth, I root around in there, pull out a little thing of lint. I have a garbage can right there, toss it in the can.
Ah, I see.
Every single night.
So you've got some sort of lint protection system.
Yeah, and I probably, boy, if I had a loom, I could take all that lint and make a sweater out of it or something.
You know, you'd look good in a sweater. It might stink a little.
I'd just do a midi sweater because that's how I roll.
Funky belly buttons is the topic on this morning's Men Are So Smart. Which brings us to, you might have a yeast infection.
Strike!
There's a type of yeast, Candida is what they call it on the mean streets, that's always present on our skin. It's usually harmless, but under the right conditions, say the warm and moist habitat a belly button provides, it can grow into a full-blown yeast infection, says a doctor. This is why proper and consistent cleaning of the area is ultimately important, especially with folds of skin.
Right.
People with diabetes, especially if your blood sugar isn't well controlled and you know who you are, and those with autoimmune conditions can be more prone to yeast infections. It can be harder for the body's immune system to fight off infection, which can affect belly button odor. Ronnie, back to you.
This one, gross. A cyst could be lurking in your belly button.
I had no idea.
Damn.
Not in mine, Ron.
Cysts are pus-filled growths
I'm hungry right about
that
now.
can show up anywhere on the body, including the belly button.
Strike three, you're out!
Epidermoid cysts, for example, form when the top layer of skin doesn't slough off like it's supposed to, and instead moves deeper into your skin, multiplying, causing a little bump.
A bump.
A bump, you say.
A belly button bump, Ron? Tell us more.
Then there are sebaceous cysts.
Oh, those are the worst
They're
kind.
definitely.
Yeah.
They're the ones that look similar to an epidermoid variety,
Right.
but they happen because of an injury to the area, a faulty sebaceous duct, the glands that secrete oils to lubricate our hair and skin, and for no clear reason at all.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. I mean, that is. So cysts are usually no biggie and don't require treatment, but depending on where it's located, can be irritating or make you feel self-conscious. And if they drain or rupture, they tend to discharge, and it contain a kind of a smelly, rank, gross ooze.
I had one right there. See the scar?
Yes.
Yeah, I had to have that sucker removed. It was
Man,
bad.
is that
Damn.
thing nasty looking
All
or
right.
what?
Next up on our very serious show today, belly buttons that are funky, we bring you your piercing is causing drama, Ron.
My piercing is fine.
No, I think it's inappropriate. If you have a belly button piercing,
And who doesn't?
and it becomes infected, the infection can cause the area to smell pretty gnarly. Who wrote this? Piercing-related cysts are also a possibility. If a cyst develops around the piercing, it can cause inflammation or infection, along with a funky odor. Signs of an infected piercing include redness and swelling, pain or tenderness when you touch said area, and yellow-green discharge that smells awful, at which time you should seek medical attention.
Definitely.
Oh,
Long time ago. So bottom line, what's the best way to clean your belly button?
I know the answer to this question. It's a shop vac
Or not.
or a toothpick.
Because you could turn your innie into an outie with a shop vac.
What's wrong with that?
Outies are
Out.
not a big fan of the outie.
Okay.
If you're keeping your belly button clean,
I know I am.
and it maybe tends to slip your mind, Piggyback the habit onto another hygiene ritual you've already got on lockdown, such as maintaining stink-free armpits.
We're not supposed to have stinky armpits?
Apparently not.
That's news to us.
Whether you're in preventative mode or were super active that day, consider these two regions a package deal when showering or freshening up.
Why not throw your butt in there too?
Yeah, that's another.
On a more serious note.
And then how about between your toes? That also gets kind of funky.
These are all important areas that can't be funky.
Yep. You should gently clean your belly button regularly with soap and water. You can also use a cotton swab to clean in and around any tricky spots. Don't be too aggressive or rough.
No. God knows you don't need to be rupturing your belly button.
Doing so can cause irritation or infection.
Don't need it.
Especially if, like me, you have a piercing. Once your belly button is grime-free, rinse it well and make sure to thoroughly dry the area. Excess moisture doesn't necessarily lead to bad odors. It can become stagnant and lead to other skin issues or conditions which could produce odor. Seems like it would also tend to kind of bring more lint into the area if it's a little wet. So
don't let lint fool you, people.
Yeah.
It really can do damage. I think we need to say no to lint.
Just say no. Yeah, it worked for Nancy Reagan, right?
Did it?
Not so
really.
Much. Not so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we've brought you a hard-hitting news story. What to do when your belly button smells funky.
We're like the doctor's TV show.
I'm Dr. Lou Gallagher.
I'm Dr. Corvette Ronnie.
Dr. Corvette.
I like the sound of that.
Hey, you know, we could get degrees in medicine very easily. Same way I'm an ordained minister.
That's true.
Yeah, I am. I can marry people, and I have. And don't think I won't do it again. All right, so hard-hitting news.
Can you marry more than one person?
I don't care. As long as I get paid for handling the ceremony, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Take care of your belly button. A lot of times we think about things like ears or noses, and we realize how important it is to hearing and to smelling. But do you ever really think about how important your belly button is?
Only when I'm drinking shots out of somebody's belly button.
What is the purpose of a belly button? I know it's an umbilical cord originally, but how does one go from having a belly button to not having a belly button?
I have a belly button.
I don't. Excuse me. The point here is this. We care about our viewers. We don't want your belly button to be funky. We want you to have a normal belly button. Wouldn't you say, Ron?
Yeah. And I thought of the saying I was trying to think of earlier.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody has one, except Lou.
We're going to end today's show on that note. We hope you've enjoyed and maybe even learned something. If you did, give the show a like. And while you're at it, and not picking at your belly button, so you have a piercing, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Unless you got a funky belly button,
we don't need you.
Then leave.
No, because we could smell it from here.
We don't need that kind of support.
No. Who does? And if you're ever worried about your old buddy Lou Gallagher, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Yeah. I don't even have a belly button. All right, let's get out of here. I'm Lou Gallagher.
Corvette Ronnie.
We'll see you on the next Men Are So Smart.
Bye.
Yeah!